And he asked me to take a walk with him. He didn't say anything for the longest time. And then he turned to me and he said, Woodman, we need each other. Words and music. And he crossed his fingers, showing how they go together. Remember, words and music.
Words and music. Here we are once again. I don't even know where to start. First of all, season 3, episode 7. That's where we are.
There you go. There's a start for you.
I'm Crystal Blue. I know that for a fact.
I'm Randy Red. I know that.
Uh-huh. Actually, I really don't even know that anymore.
You might not be that no more.
I don't know what the hell is happening. So, safe to say we've at least made it into 2022 alive.
We're both here.
Yes.
Functioning.
Our apologies for the delay.
It's been a
minute, I know.
It's been a couple of weeks for craziness.
But I guess I don't even know where to start.
I know.
I really don't know where to start because so many things have happened. Let me just hit rewind on the last, 4 or 5 weeks. All right, so
Right there, Ace.
shortly after our last episode, in fact, it was the day our last episode came out. I went into work and was unceremoniously dismissed from my position.
Yeah.
And I have absolutely no freaking clue. Like I am kind of lost in the sauce right now. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I do for a living because I gave up my career.
You gave up your career to somebody who lied to you.
I gave up my career for this particular job. And I can't. There's so many things I wish I could say. I
know.
But I can't. Unless we win the lottery, and in which case I've got fuck you money and I'm going to tell everybody.
I mean, I can say it, but I'm not going to.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Suffice it to say, expectations were not met. Apparently on both ends. I didn't meet theirs, and they certainly didn't meet mine.
Yeah, no kidding.
So moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Sorry.
Yeah, because I got to figure this out.
Yeah.
Because I walked away from radio.
Uh-huh.
Thinking that this was the next chapter of my life.
You did, because someone sold you a lie. So, anyway, it is what it is.
It sucks.
It does.
There's really no way around the fact that it sucks.
I agree.
Oh, I know you do. It sucks. And emotionally and mentally, it is fucking me up.
Oh, I see it.
I know. And so now I'm a few weeks away from that. That happened on December 13th.
Yes.
It is now January. What the hell day is it? It is now January 5th, 2022.
Deuce.
Oh my God.
How long I've been waiting to say that. Oh, it's the year of the deuce, baby.
Deuce. Okay.
Deuce.
All right. Well, so we had a little holiday break. Well, first of all, since our last episode, we got to get together with a few of our fabulous listeners.
We did.
Which was incredible.
It was a great time.
It was so much fun. And it happened the week of me getting fired. So I was an emotional wreck, and I really, really, really needed that time with friends. And I mean, I'll go out on a limb and say family.
Sure, absolutely.
Because it felt like family. It felt like we were hanging out with some of our people.
Yeah.
And that's what I love.
You're not going to get any objections on me on that.
You can check out the picture on our Facebook page. If you follow Words and Music Podcast on Facebook and on other social media, you'll see it there. And we had so much fun. We went out to Coyote Hole Cider Works.
Yes.
In Lake Anna, which is one of our VIPs. And they take such great care of us. They're so incredible to work with and just collaborate with. And I hope for big things, as in this particular collaboration, I hope for big things coming this year. I really do, because they deserve it. They're amazing people. They hooked us up with a fire pit. We sat around, we played trivia. We were doing really well too.
We were 2 points from the lead.
We were.
We could have won that damn thing.
We were. Yeah, we could have, but we had to take off early because my daughter was coming in on the train from New York City. So,
midnight train from Georgia.
Yeah. So we had but it was so much fun. So big shout out to Coyote Hole Cider Works Lake Anna. Big shout out to our fabulous listeners, Happy and Victoria and Brad and Alicia, for hanging out with us at the fire pit that night. Wish everybody could have made it, but we'll do it again.
It was a grand time with whoever came. So
it was a lot of fun. We got to give away some free cider. We put together a couple little prize packs for the holidays, little Yeti.
Some little custom words and music mugs.
Yeah. And we handed out some stickers, and it was fun. It was so much fun. And it was just cool to get to be around nice, awesome people.
Absolutely. It was great.
We're definitely doing that again.
Sure.
Very soon. In fact, maybe we'll go to Cowboy Jack's next time. What do you say?
Okay.
I'm down. I'm down for a Words and Music podcast hangout at Cowboy Jack's very, very soon.
Say when.
Mark my words.
Say when.
Speaking of Cowboy Jack's, I just saw something really cool. I know we're still in the intros section of our podcast, but I just saw Samantha post something really amazing tonight. Now, of course, it is January 5th, 2022. We are just now getting our power back after 2 days without it because we had, what was it, Winter Storm Frida?
Winter Storm Frida came a-calling.
She blew through our area, the D.C. area and south, and tore shit up.
I mean, she tore it up bad.
She tore up I-95. People were stuck out on the interstate for 24 to 27 hours. Like, it was insanity. Insanity. And Samantha Frito from Cowboy Jack's, she's amazing. Her staff is amazing. They are hooking up first responders, the linemen who have come into town to try and help put the lines back up. The guys out there cutting the trees, the guys out there driving the snow plows. They're taking care of them right now. And they're doing it as long as the weather holds out and as long as their people can get into work, and they're making sure everybody's got a hot meal in their belly. And I think that's amazing.
You know what? That's great. And Sam and Cowboy Jack's, they get it.
They totally get it.
There's another company, and I'm not trying to just,
You can give as many free plugs as you want to,
I'm going to give a free plug to this one.
We don't work for anybody.
Battlefield Country Store.
Amen.
They get it too.
Shout them out.
Okay.
They've been incredible through the entire pandemic, and now with this nonsense.
Those boys and girls are out there 24 hours a day. 7 days, I would say 7 days a week, but if it takes 7 days. It hasn't been
7 yet, but it will.
If it takes 7 days a week, they'll be out there 7 days a week.
Yeah.
But they are out there 24 hours.
Right.
In the freezing cold. So, temperatures are dropping, freezing.
It's insane.
They are out there. They're getting the power back on for the folks that are in houses.
Yeah.
That want to be comfortable.
Right.
They're giving up time with their family.
Out in the freezing cold.
And they're
doing backbreaking work.
To allow us to be able to do what we're doing.
Exactly.
And to be warm in our house.
Yep.
So, I mean, granted, you can argue, some people will say, oh, well, that's what they chose. You're right. That's what they did choose.
You're right.
To do.
And
I'm thankful for that.
They're better people than I am.
I mean, because they are giving me the opportunity to stay warm and sleep in my bed tonight.
Yeah.
So more power to them. If you know a lineman, thank them.
Yes, please.
We have a neighbor that works for Dominion. He was giving us updates.
Shout out to Bo.
Bo Richards, I appreciate him. I sent him a thank you. I mean, this
is the kind of situation that really does bring out the humanity in people, which is awesome. I mean,
absolutely.
You get the people who are belly aching and crying and bitching and complaining about dumb stuff, or things that they could control. Like I saw somebody today whine because they weren't going to get, the insurance wasn't going to cover the food they lost in their fridge. And I'm thinking to myself, you have Mother Nature's freezer right outside your back door.
I'm glad you said that because I was going there next. Mother Nature's freezer.
There's a foot of snow out there. Go stick your food in it. Or go get a baggie and put some snow in it. Stick it in your fridge.
Are we that beyond? Are we that beyond freaking common sense where we don't think of that?
There's literally no excuse for anybody losing food right now.
None. Zero.
But anyway, I mean, people are in lots of dire situations. And you're right. Battlefield Country Store, they get it. They are also putting their food out, their hot coffee, their milkshakes, whatever it is that you guys need, they're there for you. And they're out on Route 3. So you've got Cowboy Jack's right there near Central Park. Then you have all the way out on Route 3 of Battlefield Country Store because Route 3 was a hot fucking mess.
Hot mess.
So trees down everywhere, power lines down, people still without power. And we are 3 days away from the storm at this point. Or is this day 4? Was it Sunday? It started Sunday night into Monday morning. I'm so lost in
it. Actually, I would say more started Monday morning, like at 5 a.m. or
like it started raining on Sunday though. It was raining and then it froze overnight.
Yeah, something like that.
And then it started to snow, and we got more snow quickly than I think they were anticipating because I don't think they realized it was going to fall as fast as it did.
Yeah, unthinkable numbers per minute, per
Insane.
hour. It was crazy.
I think in the Fredericksburg area, I saw that we got 14.5 inches of snow total.
For the area, yes.
For the area. I think outside our deck, what did we measure, 9.5?
9 3/4. Almost 10 inches of snow.
Gross.
Like, holy hell.
It's disgusting. And everybody's blaming us.
Yeah, no shit.
Because we just came home from Minnesota. Went up to my mom's house in Minnesota to visit her after the holidays. And it was very cold there. And the night we drove in.
We drove in a storm to there.
Yeah, we're just driving along through Wisconsin somewhere. And then all of a sudden we drive past one of those openings in the highway where only authorized vehicles are allowed to be sitting, and lo and behold, there's 2 big snowplows.
And I'm like, what the hell?
Pointing in opposite directions. And I looked at that and I said to my husband, "Ooh, that is never a good sign." And it was clear and it was fine, right? Like it wasn't.
No.
I don't even remember it being gray skies. I mean, maybe it was a little gray. I can't remember. But anyway, I started looking on the weather apps at that point after we saw the snowplows, and sure as shit, it was like, yo, it's going to start snowing in like an hour.
And that's when I decided to go hammer down a little bit.
Yeah, but we did not get there in time. We drove through quite a nasty winter storm through the edge of like the last 150 miles of Wisconsin, and the first, I think it's like my mom's maybe like 20 miles inside of Minnesota. So it wasn't too bad, but it was late at night. Mm-hmm. The snow was blowing.
That's right.
It was ugly. Plows had not been out yet, and the GPS took us on a back road.
It did indeed.
It was not fun, especially not fun if you're the driver with someone like me in the passenger seat.
Just let me do my damn job.
Oh my God. There's nothing just spikes my anxiety more than not being in control of the vehicle.
Yeah, I know. That's the way I am when I let anybody else drive. So I know. I get it.
So I'm on the edge of my seat.
The whole time.
Peering out over the dashboard, just desperately trying to see the road, and it's not there. So it was, I know, I apologize because I know that kind of energy in the car, that kind of energy in the car is no fun. But what were we about? I don't know, 5 miles from my mother's house. My daughter leans forward in the back seat and she's like, "Anybody want a CBD edible? CBD gummy?"
That's right. I'm glad she took them. I'm glad she took them.
I'm glad she did too, because Anxious Little Butterflies, as far as Anxious Little Butterflies go, she's right up there with me.
She's right up there at the top.
And so, yeah, no, I'm glad she had her gummies. And I wish I could have taken one at that point, but it was too late.
It probably wasn't too late. I probably should have said, yes, do it.
Yeah, I would have fell out. You'd have had to like carry me into the house.
That would have been fine.
You would have been okay with that.
You would have been back.
As long as I shut the fuck up.
Your back would have been in the back of the seat. It would have been fine.
Oh my God. No, I was terrified. I hate driving in the snow. It is the worst. I spent 15 winters in Grand Forks, North Dakota, where the blizzards are just ruthless. And I don't like it. I don't like the snow. I don't like the winter weather. That's why I moved down here. And here we are. Frida.
Here we are.
Us and Frida.
Oh, Frida.
Yeah, she's a bitch.
Bitch.
But seriously, though, Happy New Year. Of course, we rang in the new year in lovely Maumee, Ohio, just outside of Toledo.
But yeah, exactly. Fun times. Our New Year's Eve dinner was a sandwich that we made.
Ham and cheese sandwiches from the
groceries from
the
Kroger.
Which was like the only thing open at 9:30 at night when we got into Maumee.
We ended up getting us a couple deuces of
couple of big ass
Wicked
cans
Apple Ale.
Couple of big ass cans of cider.
22-ounce cans.
Yep. We sat there watching TV.
I mean, hey, we went out in style, y'all. Let me tell you.
Yep.
I mean,
there's just really no. All I can say about 2021 is, what the fuck was that? What was that anyway?
And 2022 was acting up, y'all. She's acting out.
Yeah.
So
yeah, she is acting up. And I thought that we came. And then the other thing that happened, of course, right before New Year's, on New Year's Eve, in fact, Betty White. The passing of Betty White.
What the fuck?
Which is our say what? Because that's exactly what we both said.
Yes.
In fact, I had fallen asleep in the car. We were driving home.
And you had a message from your daughter.
I woke up and my daughter had a text message. She said, "Don't look at the internet. Don't do it. They killed Betty White."
That's some bullshit.
I'm like, no, are you kidding me? Her birthday is 12 days from today.
Yes.
January 17th would have been her 100th birthday. And our little doggie is down here just wagging her tail and begging to get out of the room. She wants to be out of the room so bad. She just went outside. So don't let her fool you. She's fine.
She also just ate.
Oh, you think she's got to poop?
I don't know.
All right, she'll be all right for right now. She'll be all right. If not, we'll be sorry. But anyway, Betty White and the passing of Betty. I thought that we had protected her. All I know is I did not want to be responsible for killing Betty White, and I'm not.
Nope.
You can't live this one on me, folks.
Don't put that voodoo on me.
Nope. That is not my juju.
So.
But she is in a better place.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, because when things like this happen, you start to see a lot of people put together articles, things you never knew about Betty White, her incredible career, legendary career.
Legendary.
I believe she won an award recently in the last couple of years for being the longest running actor on television.
That's crazy.
Like she has been she's a force of nature, and her philosophies on life.
Oh, she's hilarious.
She said something like, I just want to get along with everybody. That way I always have fun.
Absolutely.
She's like, I make it my job to get along with everybody. That way I always have fun. And she's so right. And I think I saw somebody tweet, live your life in such a way that if you die at 99, it's still too soon.
I know. That's what's crazy. She's 99 years old.
And we're crying about it.
And everyone's saying it's too soon. It's too soon.
Betty.
Not
no.
Betty.
We wanted her to live another 99 years.
I know. That's how much of an icon she was.
And just how much of a good person she was.
Yeah.
And it's like that. It's like you have proof that there are good people in the world, and she was it.
I was watching this TikTok, and it was this one dude playing God and disciples or whatever.
Right.
Hey, did you go get that old lady?
I saw that.
And he goes, yeah, I got her. She's over here. Where? Which one? No.
Yeah.
You didn't get the right one. Which one did you mean? I meant the Queen, not Betty White. And I'm going, oh my God.
First of all, we don't wish death on the Queen of England.
Oh, absolutely not. It was just,
But it was definitely funny.
And he was like to his disciple, give me your cloak.
Give me your halo. You're done.
You're going, it's going to be hot. And I'm like, oh, that's funny.
But you know what? Maybe Betty knew something we didn't. That's what I said to Emily. I was like, she knew something we didn't. She was like, peace the fuck out. I'm out of here. I am getting out of here before things get crazy. And here we are, first week of 2022. And in our world anyway, things have already gone crazy.
Yeah, they have.
And we're just trying to, we have friends who are legit like trapped on their property. Well, they were until they got a truck through their woods.
Yeah, they had to
cut 40 acres and they had power lines down over their driveway. So they were stuck.
They had to make a new driveway.
They had to legit bushwhack a new driveway just so that they could get out to get some supplies. They have no power. They have farm animals and, everything just going wrong that can go wrong is going wrong. Come on. Stop. Would you please find something to do, you little turd? As usual, Kona's entertaining us at our feet.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I know. She would love to be let loose in the house while we're down here.
Of course she would. She'd like to go find something to chew on.
Mm-hmm. The last thing she chewed on was an entire roll of painter's tape.
Yeah, she was throwing up green.
For 3 solid days. So, you're stuck with us, kid. All right. You ready for some couples therapy, sir?
Let's.
So one of the biggest things that we're doing in 2022, by the way, just in case you're an avid listener and you're thinking to yourself, well, wait a second, you didn't both do a say what. We decided that, if we only come up with one say what between the two of us, that's okay.
It's exactly okay.
If we only come up with one download between the two of us, that's okay.
It's okay.
If we only come up with one some bullshit between the two of us, that's okay. Because it was getting a little tough for us to find things to fill the prep sheet, and I didn't want to stress anybody out because then it's not fun.
Oh, and it's never fun, but no. It's not that it was stressing. It was
stressing me out.
It was, for me, it was like, well, I don't download that much though, all the time. Mm-hmm. So, I want to be as compelling and, relevant as possible. So,
right. Yeah. And you know what? We have lots of stuff going on. And obviously right now my priorities have shifted a little bit, but I'm also doing a lot more concentrating on this podcast because I want it to be bigger and better. And I just read a thing about Joe Rogan, who has got the most popular podcast out there.
Oh, yeah.
And he's beating the pants off of basically anybody else in that conservative talk genre in the ratings and in downloads and in listenership. He just kills everybody. He kills terrestrial radio, kills satellite radio, and it's a podcast. And they basically, what it did is it made me realize you got to just keep going. This podcast is 3 years old already.
Oh, yeah.
And it started out as a way to speak with local musicians. And that is one thing that I definitely want to get back to. But obviously, COVID got in the way. And getting into a studio with a bunch of people was just not, we couldn't do it.
Sure.
So we've kind of steered away from that, but we're going to get back to that. I'm going to get back to that. That's my commitment in 2022. I want music again on the Words of Music podcast.
Sure. This the words part.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of words. We talk about music sometimes.
We interject music in every so often. Like I interjected Midnight Train to Georgia
you
in
absolutely
the conversation.
Did.
So I mean,
you absolutely did.
There's the music part.
You're right, but I want music on the podcast.
I know you want
again.
music. I know you. I know what you want.
It's in my blood, and I'm
I hear you.
Getting itchy for it.
Do what you got to do.
All right. Well, anyway, that's what we're doing. But right now, it's couples therapy time, and this is a situation first for us, but it might not be a situation first for everybody. When half of the couple's in between jobs, how do you not panic? How are you not panicked?
I mean,
I'm panicking.
I don't know why. Have I started panicking
because
yet?
I have credit card bills due.
I know.
Have, you know what I mean?
know.
Like I have subscriptions I got to pay for. I have things that, obviously I have things that I had gotten comfortable spending money on.
I hear you.
And now the income is about dried up. So I guess it comes from someone as, you and I have only been married for 3 years.
Yep.
Been together for 6.
Mm-hmm.
So 6 years of my life, I'm with somebody who makes me feel secure. The other 40 years, not so much. So from the perspective of somebody who has always had to fend for themselves, literally, whether she was in a relationship or not, this is very new to me and it's freaking me the fuck out.
I hear you. The only thing I'm going to say is we take it one day at a time. I mean, that's the only thing we can do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. If our lifestyle has to change and things need to go away, then guess what?
Yeah, I just felt guilty
there may
because
have to be some sacrifices.
Because the Amazon driver pulled up with 2 things that I have on subscription because I never think about it. I'm just like, yeah, just send them to me once a month or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And they showed up and I'm like, oh shit, I better stop doing that.
I mean, I get it. It's just.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully with it being the new year and, things are.
I mean, I guess the good news is that there are a lot of job leads out there.
There are a lot of jobs out there. And you are not just rolling over and giving up.
No.
I mean, you're applying, you're doing this. You've had people reach out.
Yeah.
You got some people that you need to, reach back out because you said you do it at the first of the year. And
yeah,
that's
well,
great.
we just got power back today. So
and we did, So, I mean, it's not
yeah.
like you're rolling over. I've given you some prospects. My boss has given you some prospects.
Right.
We're waiting on whether or not that's going to turn into something. We're waiting on some other things to see whether they're not going to turn into something. So it's just, I know it sucks. I know I get it.
It does suck because there's 2 sides to the thinking when it comes to this stuff. It's like, okay, do I completely rethink everything that I've been doing in my life and just do something completely new? Or do I try to go backwards? Do I try to get back into something that I know I'm familiar with, I know I'm good at, and I know that I can pull off? Or do I try to steer myself down this path that I've been going down for the last year, this marketing path that I didn't think I was qualified for, but apparently I was, and I know a hell of a lot more than I realized I did. And I learned a lot in the last year. So I could go down that path. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I guess it depends on what it's weird because from my perspective, I don't feel very qualified to be in this position.
And I need you to get that out of your head. You need to quit saying, I'm not qualified. I'm not qualified. I'm not qualified.
Well, when even part-time jobs require a bachelor's degree, and stuff like that, it's ridiculous.
But a lot of the way it's written, I told you, is crap.
Yeah, you say that, but
I know I say that because I say it because I hear it from the industry leaders and the industry standard.
Right.
It's just writing. Mm-hmm. They're putting that on there, but it doesn't mean it's actually what you need.
See, but now I have been in the hiring position before where I've had to hire people. And I have, my biggest thing is if you apply to a job and you didn't follow the directions, right away, you're off my list. You know what I mean? And I know that a lot of employers are like that too. If you can't read simple instructions and follow them, why would I hire you?
I mean, I hear you on that.
You know what I mean? I don't want to walk. I don't know how much that line I want to walk. But I also...
Walk the damn fine line.
Walk the damn line, woman. Here's the other thing. I also don't want to, at 46, almost 47 years old, I also don't want to do this again in a year.
I hear you.
I don't want to do this again in 6 months. I don't want to do this again. You know what I mean? Like I want a job that has security that I'm going, and I don't want to hate my job. So it's like I don't want to go into something just to get a job. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to just settle for whatever. The first offer that comes in, I don't want to go do that. Unless it's amazing.
Well, no,
You
and
know
I
what
hear
I'm-
you.
you know
I
what I'm
hear you,
saying?
but
Like-
you also got to think too. We're coming up on a new year.
We are in the new year.
Well, I mean, we're coming up on the beginning of the month.
This is where you tell me you just get a job for the money.
I'm not
'cause-
gonna say just that. I know you have a little slush fund. So
No, I don't.
I get that.
I mean,
I don't know what you have.
Yeah.
I haven't pried on that.
right.
And I haven't mentioned that because I don't care. That's yours. That was given to you, whatever. But what I'm saying is like,
I'm almost out of hush money.
okay.
But anyway, yeah.
But, I can only cover,
no, I understand
so
that.
much and I'll do
Yeah.
everything I can,
Yeah.
and we'll just go from there. But I'm not going to be the type that's going to, you're going to get this and you're going to get this now. Like that's not going to make you happy. That's not going to make me happy.
I'm just going to be doing it again in 6 months. That's the problem.
Right,
If I
so-
take a job just to make the money and make the ends meet, then I'll be doing it again in
No,
a
I
year,
know.
in 6 months, and I don't want to do that. This is and my mother asked me when we were up there. She said, "Do you regret quitting radio?" And I said, "Every fucking day,
Yep.
every fucking day." But at the same time, it was a shit situation.
Agreed.
And unfortunately, and I am kicking myself, of course, now. Of course I am. And whoever that satisfies to hear, you can have it. You can have it. Okay? Because I do. Of course I kick myself. I loved radio. I love present tense radio.
You never stopped loving it.
No, I never stopped loving it.
Let's
I
just get
loved it
that.
the day that I left. I
Yeah.
cried my eyes out. But
For 2 days.
but for more than that. But the point is, would I go back to that situation? If I could hit rewind right now and go back to that situation, knowing what I know now, if I could see the future, you know what I mean, and know that this was going to go to shit for no fault of my own, then yes, I would have stayed. I would have sucked it up.
Mm-hmm.
I would have moved through it. I would have tried really hard. I would have been fucking miserable for a while. And then hopefully at some point things would have gotten better. Because a lot has changed in that building.
Yeah.
And maybe there would have been another opportunity for me to grow. Maybe. Who knows, right? I don't know, obviously, because I'm not there.
Yeah.
But the point is, I don't know. Do you stay in a job where nobody believes in you? You know what I mean? Like, that's the hard part. So, and then this is the other thing that I said to my mother when we were talking about it, because obviously I do regret leaving radio, 100%. I regret being convinced to leave radio. I regret falling for the razzle dazzle.
Yeah, yeah.
I definitely regret
That's
that.
a great terminology, the razzle dazzle.
I regret that very, very much.
'Cause that's what was given to us.
But my mother, I was talking to my mom and I said, the thing that's different about it this time, because obviously I've left jobs in radio before.
Mm-hmm.
I've been able to, navigate that because it was just me,
Sure.
or it was me and the kids who had to come with me no matter what I did.
Yeah.
Right. So when things went bad, I just left and I was able to go, whether that meant leaving town,
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
leaving a building, and I didn't have any anchor. I could pull up and just go.
Yeah.
That's how I got to Virginia, for crying out loud. Not that my situation was bad in North Dakota, but anyway, I digress. I can't do that now because I have an anchor. You are my anchor. I have a husband who has a great job, and it's not like I can just go, well, fuck it, I'll find a job doing radio in another city. Nah, not really. Because what am I going to do? What are we going to do? Live separately? Come home on the weekends?
I don't
Which
know.
a lot of people in radio do.
Yeah.
A lot of people in radio do. Am I going to go rent an apartment in some other city so that I can go back into radio for $40,000 a year? And
at that point, it's not worth it.
Exactly. So, but it's because of that. Like, I have a whole different way. Like, I have to really think about it. Because I could go and get a job in radio.
You could. Absolutely, you could.
Just not here.
Unfortunately.
It's not even that it's unfortunate. It's that it's not even that I couldn't. It's that I would choose. I don't think that I would, unless it was the right particular situation. You know what I mean? Because every radio station in this city, unfortunately, every radio station in this market has things about it that I'm not crazy about. Things that I have already walked away from once.
Oh, I know. I hear you. But
you know what I mean? People who are bad for the business. And
You're always gonna
they're
have
posted up in every single building in this city, and it's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate, but you're also going to have that in the industry that I'm in.
True, but I just don't know it. You know what I mean?
And that's what I'm saying. You
Yeah.
don't know that. I've been with companies that the same thing as you.
Right.
I've left for those reasons
So-
as well. So what's what I'm saying is
Okay,
it's
well,
not
let's
just
flip that
it's not just
coin.
radio. So
Right, but let's flip that coin. Say it was you who were out of a job right now. Would you go back to the place you were before?
if they came and knocking, yeah, I probably would.
You
just
would.
because it would
So
be.
you weren't unhappy, and that's not why you left.
No, I was unhappy.
Okay.
And there was a reason why I left. Yeah, absolutely.
But
However-
knowing who works there and knowing what is going on there at this juncture, you would go back if they asked you to, if the situation was right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
The only reason being is because I know I have a family that I need to take care of. So
So,
I would
so your
do
priorities.
I would do
Yeah,
anything and
from that
everything to
perspective.
take care of my family, no matter what.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
And see, okay, that falls right under couples therapy. As a man, traditionally, you feel compelled to make sure your family is taken care of.
absolutely, family
And
first.
here's me over here going, man, I don't want to work a shit job. And you know what I mean? Because, and honestly, now don't get it twisted, folks.
I'm not.
No,
Oh,
not
oh.
you, just anybody. Don't get it twisted, folks, because I raised my children on my own.
Oh yeah, she did.
99% on my own. There was a couple of blips in there where I had a little help, but it wasn't much. And so I know what it means to persevere, to provide for your family, to go hungry so your children can eat. Like, I did not live high on the hog. I worked in radio where I didn't make $40,000 until I got here. You know what I mean? So for the first 13 years of my son's life, 10 years of my daughter's life, we scraped by, like actual scraping.
Right.
So I get that, but and maybe that's my age and the fact that my kids are grown, but I also feel compelled because my daughter's in New York City and I had been helping her, and I have been trying to help make things easier for her because she's just starting out. She doesn't have a whole lot going on. She's trying to, get into the business and do follow her dreams. Excuse me, root beer burps. So I was feeling pretty good about myself. I was feeling pretty damn good about myself
Yeah.
and the fact that I could provide for and help out my adult children when I had to, or when they needed it, or when they wanted it, truthfully. It felt pretty good. So this is a humongous machete to my self-esteem. And I think that as a woman, I see it from a more emotional place. Whereas you are like, fuck it, I'll just get another job because I got bills to pay and it's cut and dry.
That's the only way I see it. It's
Yeah.
cut and dry. That's the only way I see it. I mean, I got people to take care of. I got mouths to feed. I got a roof to maintain over people's heads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it. That's the way I was raised. Maintain your freaking, and we've built ourselves a lifestyle, and speaking on that, if like I said, if things gotta go, things gotta go. It is what it is. You got to make them sacrifices, at times.
See, and there you just said the magic word. You got to make them sacrifices.
Sometimes you got to.
And I thought I was done sacrificing. And that's probably what's smacking me upside the head. It's like, God damn it, I have sacrificed my whole fucking life.
I hear you.
And I thought I was done.
I know.
thought I was finally in a place where I wasn't going to have to do that shit anymore. I wasn't going to have to start over. I wasn't going to have to be miserable. I wasn't going to have to go through that again. And I'm so tired of
But
being resilient.
here's the thing. You weren't happy there from the get-go. You had some miserable times.
That's not true. I think much of my unhappiness was just in the way things were being handled. I could have been very happy there were I let to do my job.
Yeah.
If things had been going the way they were supposed to be going, I could have I could have found happiness in what I was doing because I was getting into a groove. I was getting into a place where, hell, I was doing a really great job. I was doing a lot of cool shit and I was making it work and I was making discoveries and I was learning things and I thought I was really getting into my groove and apparently I wasn't. So, I wish I could get into
guess.
details.
Yeah.
I really wish I could because it would be easier to understand. But it's just, it wasn't the.
I know. I wish I could, say what I want to say.
I know you
my
do.
truthful feelings, but
unfortunately, it comes from a place of anger, though, and that's just not good for anybody.
I'm biting my tongue so bad.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's not.
I know it's.
The point is, I gotta just, and I'm not good at just cutting it off and moving on. I'm not good at that. I never have been. I'm a person who dwells and kicks myself and beats myself to a pulp to try and figure out what the hell I did wrong. How did I fail? How did I fuck it up?
You didn't fuck it up.
How did
You didn't fail.
Disappoint everybody? How come and so it's a very emotional place.
I know it's a self-esteem issue. Probably.
Oh, hardcore.
I know it is, and I see it in you and your daughter at times.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know your son, but from what you've told me, there's been times where I see it in him too. You know what I mean?
He's been there.
So I mean, and maybe that's just a trait that y'all have. I don't know.
It could be.
And I'm not bashing it. I'm not saying anything's wrong with it. I'm just saying, for like someone like me, you just got to pick things up, pick the pieces up, move on. Keep on keeping on. Keep on
You're very
marching.
good at disassociation. I wish I was better at it.
Gotta be.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
I think that comes a lot from your military training. I really do.
Maybe, but maybe there's a point in time where I just don't take everything personal.
Ugh, and I take everything personal. I even take shit you do personal. If it happens to you, it happens to me, man. It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, it's just like
a therapist would have a field day with me right now.
And maybe if
there are any therapists listening.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wired wrong. Maybe I'm like,
I don't think so.
It's.
I don't think there's a matter of being wired right or wrong. I think that your wiring serves you well. My wiring does not serve me well.
And I've tried to build you up and more and more and give you all the confidence in the world and
But you know what though? When you come from an environment where you are pushed down so violently and so hard for years and years and years by many people, and I can't blame this on my family. I can't blame this on any specific person. But it comes from everywhere. Your environment, your work situation, your relationships, your home life. It's like in that in Pretty Woman when he tries to give her a compliment and she says the bad stuff is just easier to believe.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Sure.
And so when you say that stuff to me and you try to build me up and the term that comes to my mind is you're just blowing sunshine up my ass, because that was something my dad used to say all the time. I ain't going to blow sunshine up your ass.
I mean, I'm not going to blow sunshine up your ass, but however, I'm also going to friggin', do what I can to build you up.
Right. And
it's not necessarily sunshine.
I did go to therapy years and years and years ago. 2006. I went through a really horrible breakup. My grandmother died. It was really a bad time. And I went through therapy. And the one thing that she told me was you are unable to inwardly accept, what the hell how did she put it? You can't inwardly accept, Anyway, it has a name. It's imposter syndrome. The more I read about imposter syndrome, though, the more I think it's just a made up term that therapists say. Accomplishment. That's the word I was looking for. Unable to inwardly accept accomplishments. Right?
Okay.
You feel like a fraud. I feel like a fraud at all times. I feel like any minute now, everybody's going to realize that I am just a giant pile of poo. And they're going to be like, see?
Hey, that's just wrong thinking.
It is wrong thinking, but it's one of those conditionings things.
I could have got a hold of you earlier.
Oh my God.
Like, seriously. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I would sit there and be like, no. And I have told you in the past,
Yeah.
With certain things, you would always be so negative on yourself and so down on yourself and saying, these people say this, and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, no, they are not.
I just assume everybody thinks I suck.
But see, and that's just the problem. But then you don't have, especially back then, didn't have the supporting cast to help you succeed the way things should be run.
I had people out loud saying I suck.
Well, yeah, I know. That's because they sucked, for one. I've seen their work ethic and the way they work.
Right.
So, I mean, I can start dropping names and dropping facts, but I won't do that.
Yeah.
My thing is that you need a supporting cast no matter where you are. You need people to work with you, not against you or at you. It's with you. And you did not have that. You did not have everybody that worked with you. You had all kinds of pushback.
I had a lot of lazy people around me who did not want to think any differently than they had been thinking for the last 20 years. And therefore, anything that I came up with was completely out of the question because it was different. And how can that possibly help?
Right.
How can that? Oh, no, nobody likes that. Nobody's listening. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody, no. And what it could have been is just they didn't want to.
Yeah.
It didn't have anything to do with anybody else. It was just one or two people who didn't want to do the work. And I kept trying to light a fire under their ass, and it just did not work.
I know. This isn't one of those situations there where it's what's good for the goose ain't good for the gander. That's
No.
for damn sure.
No. And I thought that if I just kept saying it over, and if I kept trying, eventually they would come around to my way of thinking, and they just didn't. But I would sit there and I would think up these things, and I would think, damn, that's a great idea. And that'll work because I knew it would work. And I believed in that. But then you get beaten down so often that you're finally like, all right, I guess I have shitty ideas and I don't know anything. I clearly suck at my job. I clearly suck at my life.
Yeah.
I
but
clearly suck at everything.
you were part of a #1 show. So I'm just going to say it's not you. It's not you. There may be some things that are on you, and that's fine.
I'm
You can
sure-
take
yeah.
that. There are probably things on me at my job.
Listen, and I don't have a problem taking personal responsibility
Hell
when I
no.
fuck up. I have no problem admitting when I am wrong,
Right.
admitting that I did not think things through or did not prepare or did not, I don't have a problem not, taking responsibility for my actions.
Sure.
If I did something wrong and I know it and
You're
I
gonna
can
own
see it, I'm going to own it. And
Absolutely.
half the time I'm going to tell you before you even tell me.
Yep.
That's
Right.
just who I am. That's how I was raised. That's how I was trained, along the way to, be the bigger person. And I don't know. It's really a fucking struggle not to say what I want to say.
I know.
And I think that, and it's funny too, because I honestly thought that I was in a place in my life where I was going to get to stop doing that.
Sure.
But unfortunately,
Right now,
today is not the day.
Today is not the day.
And I am not the one. All right. I need to move on because
Let's-
my cheeks are red
They
and my
are.
root beer is almost gone. And I
Another
just
one.
need to chill. Yes, I would love another one. And we are going to move on to What the Fork, because we need to tell you folks about some place that you might know about. I know a few of our listeners have mentioned that they know about this place and they love it as much as we do. We discovered it in the spring when we made the trek up to Minnesota to visit my mother right around Mother's Day. And on our way back, we discovered it on the way up, but we didn't stop. On the way back, we finally stopped. And it is the Mars Cheese Castle. The Mars Cheese Castle
yeah.
in Kenosha, Wisconsin. We're going to post a link to it on our Facebook page. You can find it on all their socials. The Mars Cheese Castle, MARS, like the planet, the Mars Cheese Castle. And when I say castle,
It's an actual castle, folks.
it's a fucking castle.
It's an actual castle.
No, it is not made of cheese. That was a question that we got a little while ago. It is not actually made of cheese. However, it could be because there is so much cheese inside of it.
Oh, my God.
And the best thing is they make cheese there.
Yes, they do.
They make fresh cheese. They smoke the fresh cheese there.
Yes.
They import cheese from other places.
Yes.
They bring cheese in on trucks
Yes.
and planes and boats and all of that stuff.
Yes.
And they fill this place
Should I stop saying
with
yes?
cheese.
Yes.
Yes. But not just cheese, folks. It's not just cheese.
It's not just cheese. Let me tell you.
Talk about the meat. Tell them about the meat.
They have a plethora of selection of meats. They're talking wild game meat. We're talking
Yes.
turkey.
Yes.
We're talking venison.
Yes.
Bison. I mean,
Elk.
Elk.
Yes.
Pheasant.
Pheasant.
Talking just regular old beef.
And beef and pork.
And they have
All of the
your
things.
spreads.
Your spreads. Your liverwurst.
Yes.
Your knockwurst.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean,
it's the most incredible place in the Midwest, if you ask me.
I mean, they even have charcuterie boards
Oh, yeah.
and knives and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
All of that stuff. You can literally,
They have liquor. They
They
have
have-
beer.
they have
wine.
wine. yeah.
They have mugs.
They have a tavern inside,
Yeah, they do.
folks. They have a
do.
tavern inside. They have ice cream. They have fudge.
They have another little restaurant, like sandwich restaurant.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah. In the Cheese Castle.
it's crazy. If you ever get to Wisconsin,
Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Kenosha,
Just north of Chicago.
Kenosha,
Yep. You gotta go.
you got.
Just set the GPS to the Mars Cheese Castle.
It'll take you there. Trust
and it
us.
will take you right there. It's right on the side of the highway, so you don't have to go far. You
Yeah.
one exit, boom, there it is. Then you get right back on the highway and continue on.
Yeah.
But it is, dare I say, more magical than Disney World?
Ooh.
Now, to be fair, I've never been to Disney World.
Yeah, neither have I, and I don't.
But when
plan on
I think
going.
of mice, I'm thinking of the Mars Cheese Castle.
Yeah, just a bit.
Thinking I want to go there. So,
I mean, we've stopped every time we've gone back.
right.
Like we've gone up north.
Yeah, we saw it on the way up the first time, and we were like,
Yeah.
what is that place?
And then we had to look it
Is
up.
that an actual castle? What the hell is that? Oh my God, cheese, right? And we didn't go. We were like, that's stupid.
No, I think we were just
That's a
too
tourist
far. We were
trap.
like too far. Yeah, that's one thing we
That's a
said.
tourist trap. Like, we're
yeah.
not going there. That's cheesy.
And we just kept driving. And you looked it up.
I looked it up and I thought, oh my God, this is the most wonderful place on earth. And so we stopped on the way home and we legit filled a cooler with $200 worth of meat and cheese and brought it home.
Yeah.
Yep. So this time around, we were heading to my mom's. It's Christmas time. And we thought, you know what? Let's bring some charcuterie.
Let's have a charcuterie night.
Let's do it. We didn't just have a charcuterie night, folks. We bought a board and then ended up using 2 other boards and a few platters. We
Yeah.
covered a dining room table in charcuterie.
We did. You still got that picture, though, don't you?
I do. It's
Yeah.
up on my Facebook page. I'll share it on our Facebook. It's ridiculous.
It's redonkulous.
It's ridiculous. But I mean, the Mars Cheese Castle also has souvenirs.
That they do.
T-shirts and sweatshirts. Of course, they've got all kinds of like football gear, like Green Bay Packer stuff. You can get your cheese head there, if I remember
They
correctly.
even had Chicago Bear stuff
They
in
did
there.
have
I
bear
believe.
stuff there.
And the first time we went, they had Harley stuff.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And then the second time, they had not so much Harley stuff. So, and of course, it was right after Christmas. So
Right.
They may have had a lot of people buy Christmas presents
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Which, okay, it
Whatever.
is a tourist trap.
It's
It
definitely
is.
a tourist stop, but it's one you have
It's
to make.
one that's worth it.
So worth it. This is so better than that corn castle in Nebraska, dude. This is the Mars Cheese Castle. Put it on your list.
It's pretty epic.
wow, that is
If you
worth
like,
the fork.
if you like cheese and you like meats, I'm just gonna say, just go
do
for
it,
it.
do it, do it, do it, do it. So hardcore. All right, Mars Cheese Castle is going to lead us into our VIP's roll call.
Right on.
Roll call. Our VIP's roll call starts with Healthy Beginnings Wellness and Aesthetics. From Botox to bioidentical hormone replacement, keeping you skinny, sexy, strong, and satisfied. Visit healthybeginningswellness.com.
And then that rolls us into Cowboy Jack's of Fredericksburg, the best happy hour in town,
Amen.
3 to 7 p.m., 7 days a week. Plank Road, Fredericksburg. Follow Cowboy Jack's on Facebook for specials and events.
Yes, and they're taking such good care of first responders and
Yes, they
snowplow
are.
drivers and linemen and everybody right now.
If you go in there and take advantage of that, make sure you damn sure
yeah.
tip your waiter or waitress or your
Tip
bartender.
your servers, tip your bartenders, and
Tip 'em
big
all.
shout out to Sam Frito, who is incredible.
And I'm sure leave them a 5-star Google review
Please
and let
do.
them know that Sam
Absolutely.
is the best and the crew is taking care of your crew.
Absolutely. Sprelly on our VIP's roll call.
Really?
They had a fantastic holiday season. Cannot wait to see the big things that they do in 2022. Sprelly, the new way to PB&J. Now in their new location on Princess Anne Street, downtown Fredericksburg, and order online at Sprelly.com. My dad loved his Sprelly gift.
Did he?
Yes, his big gift basket. We sent him a giant gift basket full of Sprelly. There was Sprellies. There was Sprelly nuts, Sprelly munchies in there. Plus, the pancake batter
Yeah.
was in there. And he immediately was like, this is amazing. I'm so excited. We're doing waffles tomorrow morning. So huge hit on the
That's
Sprelly
awesome.
gift basket this Christmas.
And
I'm
that's
so excited.
all the way up in Little Fork, Minnesota.
That's right. 12 miles south of the
Canadian
border.
That's why when we go up there, they say we're going to South Canada.
That's exactly where we are. And my mother got Sprelly too, because we brought her the bag of peanut brittle and chocolate covered raisins.
That's right.
And she loved them.
And she loved them. Milo loved them. Yeah,
How do you not love them?
exactly.
It's Sprelly.
And to our newest one, Coyote Hole Cider Works. Hard cider and cider sangrias from 100% Virginia apples. Located in the heart of Lake Anna in Mineral, Virginia. Follow them on Facebook and visit coyotehole.com.
Yeah, and they just made a huge announcement.
They did.
Massive announcement. Now available to our fans in West Virginia.
That's right.
That's so cool. They are also, by the way, the official cider of the Fredericksburg Nationals.
Our hometown team, y'all.
That's right. You can become one of our VIPs, by the way, our very important podcast sponsors at wordsandmusicpodcast.com. It don't cost you much more than a smile.
It really don't cost you much.
And honestly, I'm unemployed, so please become one of our sponsors.
Anything helps. I mean, there's a T-shirt that said $20 is $20, right?
That's right. $20 is $20.
So if you want to be a sponsor, $20 is $20.
Be one of our VIPs. You don't even have to own a business. There is a place there for everyone because we are all inclusive. Our
That's
very
right.
important podcast sponsors. Find out how you could be one at wordsandmusicpodcast.com. And don't forget, follow us on social media and YouTube. You can follow.
I'll sign up.
You'll sign up to be a VIP.
Can we start like NASCAR sponsorship? Like
Sure.
I'll sponsor your left cheek.
You want to
your right cheek.
sponsor my rear end?
I'll sponsor your rear end.
All right, cool. Guess what? It's time for the Red and Blue download.
There we go.
There we go. And this time we have both. We both have one. Go.
We both do have one.
Yeah.
So my download is the iHome Zen app.
I have that too. Yeah, I love that app.
So I have two. I have the iHome Zen, and then I also have the Zenergy app, which is an iHome app, but there's two different ones. The iHome Zen app, I actually play sounds on my phone through that. Like the beach, the rainfall,
a box fan,
the
brown
box
noise,
fan.
white noise.
Some people just like white noise, period. They just like to have that noise.
I used to use it all the time when I would take afternoon naps. When I was working morning radio, I'd come home, I'd take an afternoon nap. I would set my Zen app to play the beach sounds.
Yes, and we still do that to this day.
To this day.
Because we have an iHome radio upstairs, and that's where the Zenergy app comes into play.
Yeah.
But with this iHome, when we're away from
when we're traveling,
our actual iHome device, when we're actually traveling, we can use the iHome Zen app.
That's right. So get them both, folks.
I mean,
if you've got an iHome, what is it? A little speaker?
It's a little radio.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an actual radio. It's Bluetooth. You can you plug your phone into it. You can Bluetooth your phone to it. Whatever. Got it at Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah.
You can get it wherever they sell iHome products.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably get it at JCPenney's, Macy's, Montgomery Ward's. If they still existed, I'm sure it would have it. But it's stuff like that. I mean, I
swear by it. I love it to help us sleep because so on the Zen app you can there's a Zen category which would be like your white noise, your brown noise, your sort of like the noise that you would hear if you were say getting a massage, or doing meditation. Box fan. They also have a car on a road, like that road hypnosis.
The road noise.
No, the road noise. Then you got the home and travel, which would be like your ceiling fan.
Yeah,
you can have your ceiling fan on there. You can have a record player, just that vinyl sound. You know what I'm talking about? Wind chimes, the shower running. An airplane, like you're in an airplane. I don't know who the hell would want to relax to that sound, but somebody could.
I wouldn't.
Then they also have a nature and weather section where there's your beach, your campfire, your rain.
She's really going into this for y'all, folks.
I'm showing you. It's pretty cool. Like your rain, your forest sounds, things like that. So yeah, iHome Zen app. I highly recommend that too. I'll second that.
See, look at
Good
that.
download. Nicely done.
Thanks, honey.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
What you got?
I got the Citizen app.
You know what? I've seen your Citizen app. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, but at the same time, it can
Kinda
give you
scary.
a little anxiety. So it's great if you've got family in other states, friends or family in other states. You can invite family and friends to connect. And then if something goes bad down near them, you actually get a notification. It also tells you like COVID rates in your area, whether the cases are spiking, et cetera. If there's an incident, people can go live. You can actually watch it in real time. I mostly get notifications from near my daughter in Brooklyn, of course.
Of course.
Shocking.
Shocker.
Somebody's always got a knife, nearby. There was the other day, some woman was running around threatening people with a stick. Like they said, walk softly and carry a big stick. What do you want from this poor lady?
Yeah, right.
Right? My son is in Austin, Texas. So every once in a while, I get one from there too. In fact, I got one from there today that said trash fire. So I was like, yeah, no shit, right? Like the whole world's a dumpster fire right now.
Whole world.
But I also have my mom on the app too. Not a whole lot happens in Hugo, Minnesota. But, when we were there, we were actually getting incident alerts from Minneapolis, the Minneapolis area. And what's funny is it follows your location too.
It does.
Right? So it tells you if there are any incidents near you. And when we were in Toledo...
yeah.
It kept going off. Toledo on New Year's Eve.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. Shots fired. Shots fired. It was an interesting night. But the Citizen app. So Citizen. Download it. I'll put up a link to this one because I really think it's important, especially if you have family and friends in other areas. I think it's cool, especially if you have grown children away at college.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Things like that. It tells you where they are. And then it tells you if there's anything going on. Like there was a day a couple weeks ago that there was a man with I believe he had a gun outside of the UN building in New York City.
Yeah, I remember that.
And people were live on the Citizen app. So you could actually watch live footage of this. And obviously you're talking first person, people in their apartments looking out the window, zooming in on this guy pacing in front of the UN. And it was freaking scary, but it was interesting. It was fascinating to watch, so, and you're seeing the truth right there unfold in front of your eyes, which is kind of cool.
Absolutely.
A Citizen app. That's
real time.
That's my red and blue download. Yep.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Download it, folks.
Oh, it's time for some bullshit. You ready?
I mean, we already kind of said it.
Well, that was mine. You wanted to talk about people driving in the passing lane?
I mean, Betty White's passing is some bullshit.
No, that is 100% some bullshit, but it happened.
All right, so here we go. I'll go. So, while you're driving outside of Virginia, the cruising lane is that's what it is.
That's
the cruising lane.
Yeah.
You cruise.
Talking about the one on the right, folks. The one on the right.
The middle to the right.
Yeah.
The two on the right.
The two on the right.
But then when you get to the left,
the one on the left,
it's called the passing lane.
For passing.
And why is it when we get out of Virginia, people know
everybody understands it
that you pass the car and then you move back over?
Was it the first time I took you to Minnesota in 2019 that I was like, you're gonna love this, babe? You get up behind somebody in the passing lane, they move over.
I think we were on our way to North Dakota too, weren't we? Because we had the rental.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you were like, holy shit.
I was like, it actually works. People pay attention.
You pull up behind somebody in the passing lane and they go, oh shit, I better get over. Bloop, they go over.
But not all us assholes here in Virginia that are transplants. I'm not a transplant. I'm an actual Virginian. So I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But all the other assholes that are around here.
Yeah. And there's signs on the interstate that say, this is for cruising. This is for passing. This
Left lane for passing only.
This one's for
Slower
passing.
Traffic, keep to the right.
Folks, think of it this way. This is how I told my kids when they started to drive on the highway. It's like a big, giant game of leapfrog, right?
Absolutely.
You go around one corner, you one car or two cars, however, you get around them, you move the fuck over.
Pretty much. And I'm gonna tattletale on myself a little bit, but I don't care. I know there's posted speed limits. I get that.
Yeah.
I'm the one taking the risk here, freaking being a lead foot and going a little bit faster.
To try and get around people.
To not only just get around people, but also drive. I'm just going to, I speed a little bit, and I don't care. Like I said, I'm telling on myself.
My mother always says, 9, you're fine, 10, you're mine.
However, you can't just continue to cruise in there and then jam up traffic in all the lanes.
Speed limit is 70 and you're doing like 73 in the passing lane. You're a dick.
Yeah, you're an asshole. Like, get out of the passing lane. Let the people that are freaking really want to go.
Yeah.
So it's like, but why does it take us getting out of Virginia for it to really work?
I always thought it was a Midwestern thing. I didn't realize
Midwestern nice.
I thought it was, it's Minnesota nice, North Dakota nice. That's how we are up there. There's plenty of room for everyone. You just move over. Some people wave when you drive by. It's nice.
No, it's just people here in Virginia are assholes.
Well, not everybody's an asshole. I mean, I think we all have a level of asshole built into our systems.
I'm sure we do.
It drives me nuts to cruise in the passing lane. I can't do it. I physically can't do it. I am constantly looking for a way to get back into the driving lanes. But I see it all the time. And it makes me crazy, too, if I'm a passenger in a car with someone who's cruising in the passing lane. My husband, because you've done it.
I know, I've done it.
And I just sit there, and inside my head, I'm going, is he going to move over? Are you going to move over?
But
is there
here's
time
the thing.
to move over? Look, you got plenty of room. Come on, move over. And then I start looking behind me. I start looking over my shoulder because I think that's going to make you...
But here's the thing on that. I may do it, but I'm still going faster than the cars that are in the cruising lane.
Sure, I guess. Okay.
So that's my only caveat.
You're still cruising in the passing lane.
I am cruising, but I'm still passing in it as well. So if I'm dual hatting, I'm cruising and passing.
He's dual hatting.
Because I've already told him myself I'm speeding. Mm-hmm. So that's fine.
Yeah.
But so I'm still doing what I'm supposed to be doing in that. Now, when somebody comes up on my rear because they're going way faster, what do? I move over.
You either speed up or you move over.
I speed up to either get around the car and move over, or I just move over if I can.
Yeah. You know what else you do? I'm gonna call you on something right now.
Go ahead,
you know what else you do that makes
me
nervous? You will stare people down as you pass them. Like you physically turn your head and you want to try and make eye contact with that person, especially if they've pissed you off at some juncture of the highway. But you always look past your passenger, and I'm always like, stop it. Because the passenger's always the one that gets, that gets shot.
I mean, you want to sit there and, raise hell and cuss at me through your window and whatever, and I'm going to stand there and look at you.
No, don't look at them. Don't make eye contact. Just
I always make eye contact.
I know, and it scares me.
Listen, all you need to know is where that lever is on the side of your seat to put that seat down. Put that recline down quick.
I'm just going to go. I'm in the back seat because I don't want to get hurt. Yeah. I mean, road rage is a thing, and it's ugly.
It is a thing.
I don't want any part of it. I'm too nice. I just want to get where I'm going.
I mean, I've had some incidents happen to me before, so I mean, it's like one of those things.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I've had a lady try to run me off the road.
Oh my, I'm sure.
Because she was cruising
in the passing lane.
And I flashed her.
Oh, you do that a lot. That's another thing that you do that makes me nervous. I'm like, oh Lord.
Hey, you're gonna. I mean, look. Case in point. Look what happened to the guy that he got scared of me, and then he backed off.
This should be a whole couples therapy. This is a whole nother podcast. Randolph's driving tendencies.
They ain't bad, folks.
They're not bad, but they're a little scary for my anxious ass. No, so we're driving down the highway in Illinois somewhere. Where the hell were we? Probably Wisconsin.
It was at night.
It was at night.
It was Wisconsin.
We were in Wisconsin. We're driving down the highway in Wisconsin, and this jackass he was one of these people who, didn't he pull up behind you and turn his high beams on?
He couldn't maintain his speed for one. I'd already passed him once, and I moved over to the cruising lane.
Right.
So then there was another point in time where I was passing another group of vehicles. Mm-hmm. This is about the point in time where we knew we were coming in the winter weather. I picked up the speed even more.
Yeah.
He gets behind me. He comes back up and he turns on his high beams like I'm in the wrong.
Like you're going slow.
But I'm passing two cars, so I can't go nowhere.
Yeah.
He literally speeds up and gets on my ass with his high
beams on the whole time.
And I'm like, okay, asshole, I'm going to give you a taste of your own medicine. So as soon as he goes by me, I get back over and I blast my brand new bright high beams at him.
And the jackass hits the brakes.
Hits his brakes.
And I'm oh, here we go.
She's like, Jesus, take the wheel.
Lord help us all. Oh my God, yeah.
So I get over in the lane. I slam on my brakes. I get over on the lane, and he's freaking looking at me, and I'm looking at him, and all of a sudden,
and he's driving a beat up old minivan.
Into
a winter storm. And what happens? Like it was like a half hour later. He was just a hot friggin' mess. Wasn't he in a ditch?
I don't know if he was in a ditch, but I knew he blew past us in the snow because he was trying to keep that momentum.
Right, and he was tailgating.
He was being an ass.
The guy was tailgating a snowplow.
Yeah, no, he was He was tailgating a semi, wasn't it?
It was either a semi truck or a snowplow. I don't know, but the guy probably. I'm not the kind of person that wishes bad things on anybody, so I hope he made it home safely. But the guy was a complete jackass.
I'm telling you, you're gonna blind me with your brights.
Yeah,
and you get by me, I'm gonna blind you back. Yeah. Just saying, I'm an asshole like that.
All right, so that's some bullshit. There's so much bullshit in so little time on my end. I don't think I can get into it again. It's all bullshit. Having to find a job at 46, which your dad was kind enough to on Christmas Day. Yeah, especially at your age, having to. I was like, yes, thank you.
Oh, I didn't hear that one.
No, you didn't. I don't remember where you were, but he was like, yeah, it's hard to think about you, especially at your age. And I was like, yep.
That's low.
Yep, you're right. Yep. But it's all right. It is what it is. And yes, at my age, it does suck. It's some bullshit.
Yep.
So I just,
onward and upward.
Onward and upward. And yeah, it is what it is. I mean, there's never been a time in my life, I think, where that sentence has had more weight than right now.
Yep.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
And
we're going to get you something real.
We're going to do something.
Not working for fake people. And we're going to keep going. I'm going to
start putting feet pics up on footfinder.com.
I told you, I could have already been a millionaire by now.
I got a nice pedicure. It'll last me another couple of weeks.
I got a busted toe. People like stuff like that. I got a toenail that didn't grow back right. And then we got dogs that like to lick feet. People have fetishes for that.
I have cute toes.
People like fucked up shit for some reason. I don't know why.
Because the world is a dumpster fire.
Yeah, it is.
So there you go. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in.
The dumpster fire episode.
Season 3, episode 7. I'm just going to call this one Dumpster fire.
Dumpster fire.
Dumpster fire at the Cheese Castle. That's what I'm calling it.
There you go.
Dumpster fire at the Cheese Castle. I'm ready to hit the button. Are you ready to hit the button? I'm hitting the button.
Words and music.